2 claps for the MAC Coach of the Year, Mason Norman, in the building. When you hear that, man, what goes through your mind?
A lot of memories, building the team, getting us back up to where we belong. Toward the top, not quite the top, the pinnacle of the conference, but getting our program back up where Ohio fans and alumni are used to seeing it. I think that's what I think about is, a lot of effort, a lot of hard work goes into to getting everybody ready for that meet and to perform. And obviously it's the coaching staff, it's the team that helps you accomplish something like that.
Yeah. Well, the growth of this program is certainly unbelievable, especially since you took over. When you think back to when you first got here and how you ultimately transformed this program and got it to where it is right now, what's the biggest reason why you've been able to build it to where it is?
Yeah, we do the small things right, and we build the team the right way. We focus on a lot of different events. Events in particular, I think that we obviously do a good job of, but also we're adaptable, and we change with the times. There was a period of time, if you remember, 4 years ago, this thing called COVID, right? And a lot of teams really kind of suffered during that point, and we actually took that as an advantage to change up our training system, change up how we're approaching the practice pool, meets, and over time that allowed us to really capitalize as a program in terms of recruiting, who we're bringing in, the direction that we're headed as an overall program. And again, going through the current landscape of college athletics, we're going to do the same. We're going to adapt and continue to build the program to where we want it. But it's all about people, right? You bring in different coaches, you bring in different athletes, when they all have a singular goal of making this program number one.
Unbelievable. Second place finish at the 2025 MAC Championships. Best finish since 2013. Unreal stuff. You had individual MAC champions in the 50 free, 100 free, 200 free, all of which Zita Zoki, we know that, Cassidy DeBetta, MAC champion in the 100 breast and 200 breast, and Gabby McKee, an individual MAC champion in the 400 IM, which is not easy. So let's start with Zita. Why has she been so successful during her time at OU?
Yeah, so she's done a phenomenal job. If you get a chance to talk to her and get to know her a little bit better, as you have, it's she's very controlled, very passionate about what she does. But to go back to the control thing, she's always in control of what her body's feeling, the way that she reacts to certain situations, and coming to a new country and a new school and all those things. She's just been in control of what she's doing each and every day, and that maturity is different than other freshmen coming in. But really, anything we throw at her, she's able to handle. And in terms of training, we asked her to fly this year a lot on our medley relay, which won the first side of the meet. She nearly outsplit the conference record holder in the 100 fly on our 4x100 medley relay, Abby Daniel, who's going to be at NCAA's in a couple of weeks. So just anything we ask her to do, she's able to handle it and take it in stride. And I think that really speaks to just her maturity level. How she analyzes what she does. This is her craft, right? And she really focuses on the little details that continue to allow her to perform each and every day.
How about Cassidy DeBetta and Gabby McKee? Yeah, Cassidy is someone that continues to get better and better, and she's a two-time MAC champion, defending MAC champion in both the 100 and 200 breaststroke. What have you seen from her? Yeah,
I mean, there's no doubt, she's the best breaststroker in the conference over the last couple of years. And really for her and Gabby as well, these are two girls, kind of a different boat than Zita, that have developed since they've been here and really progressed, bought into the system, and been able to elevate themselves to champions in our league. And Cassidy, for example, really taking a hold of the team atmosphere that's around her here. She's a big cheerleader for everybody on the team, and that passion and that love for her teammates is really what helps her. Obviously, she does really well when the bright lights come on, and she does well. I don't think she lost a breaststroke event all season outside of US Open, and you can go back and look up the stats on that, but I think she was undefeated in dual meets in the 100 and 200 breaststroke, undefeated at max 100 and 200 breaststroke. Maybe even going back to last year, I'm not sure, but pretty special. And then now as an upperclassman, she really has taken a hold of just that leadership role and how other athletes on the team look to her and what she's doing, and try to emulate that as they're building their career. Gabby's the same way. Gabby, first 2 years here on campus, really kind of a developmental athlete, trying to grow and score some points for us. We're trying to mix it up, put her in different events, and then really over the last couple of years, continues to be one of the hardest workers that I've ever seen in the pool. And, that's just allowed her to really maximize in the events that she swims, right? She can grind different practices and do different things. And it's just allowed her to become a champion. And I don't know if I would have been able to tell you that at the beginning of the year, like that's where she was headed. She'd probably tell you it was. Like, I think she's thought about that a lot. And I focus more on like the process and, not talking about winning as much for them individually, but like what are you doing each and every day, and then give yourself a chance at the end to win.
Unreal stuff. So this is a point in the season. Tell us where we're at this point in the season. There's still things to accomplish in 2025.
That's right, yeah. So this would be our postseason, right? We have NICs coming up. We leave tomorrow for that. It's a national championship, national invitational championship hosted by our Collegiate Swim Coaches Association. Teams from all over the country. You're allowed to bring a maximum of 12 athletes, and you get to choose who you want to bring, that kind of thing. But we'll swim all relays. We have 12 individuals that are competing in individual events while we're there, including Gabby and Cassidy. We'll be kind of showcasing that for us with a chance to win a national title. Those girls can win a national title at this meet. It's considered a national championship, and they hand out national awards. So we have an opportunity to go down there and do something with, given like Zita will be going to NCAA's the week after that, so she won't compete at this meet. Again, a big relay contributor, but that opens the door for some other individuals to step up. And we've gone to this meet now. This will be our fourth year in a row. And the goal changes every year of who's going on what relays. And this year we had 4 seniors that wanted to go down to the meet and continue their meets here as seniors, which hasn't happened in the past. And just being able to take them down there, that postseason mindset of continuing to race. 2 weeks later you get up and race again, compete again, put the Ohio cap on again. That's where our program is now versus maybe 5-6 years ago. People just wanted to be done, and they were kind of tired of it. And we're just now getting to the point where our team sees every opportunity as another chance to go fast and represent Ohio.
What does the O stand for in Ohio?
Opportunity.
2 things I want to bring up before we wrap up here. You mentioned relays. We need to shout out the 200 medley relay, because that team, that group, MAC champions in the 200 medley relay. What was required from that particular group to get the job done? Yeah, so
it's an interesting story. We had one of our swimmers on that relay all season get mono, test positive for mono at the end of the season. And we made a switch, and I'll have to give credit to our assistant coach, Zach. This was his idea, was to put Zita on the relay and fly. And, really we were limited on our sprint flyers, and we swam that same foursome at the last dual meet versus Eastern Michigan. And they get up and they break the school record from the year before, which was a really good relay. And each leg of that relay is so important. And, anyways, we'll get back to that. But like we take that same foursome and we say, we're going to swim them first night of the meet at max. And, we felt like Zach included, had an opportunity to win that relay, which is something we haven't done here since 2011 was when a relay. I know that 200 medley for sure. Akron hasn't lost that relay in like 13 years. So that was really important for us. But you go leg by leg. Allie Schrank, as a junior, not on the scoring team as a sophomore, she takes over that role all season and goes her lifetime best in the 50 backstroke to lead that relay off. And then Cassie DeBetta, right? She'd been 27-0 before. And I told her, if you go 26 anything, you're going to be ready to go. Well, no, at that point, you're ready for the meet. And she goes 26, 8 or 9, I can't remember, but she's under 27. And then Zita goes at 23 flat, and she was a little upset about that 50 butterfly. She wanted to go under. I think the only person who went under was Abby Daniel from Akron on that split. Maybe Anna Keene from Ball State, but. And then Caroline Dunnigan to finish, a grad student.
Unreal.
She went a lifetime best in every swim that she had over the course of the weekend, including a 21-7 relay split on the 50 freestyle. So 136.9. Our previous record was 138.5.
Wow.
It was 138, I think 9 from the year before. So we dropped over 2 seconds in the course of one season.
Wow.
136.9 puts us on a level, that foursome, that relay, I think we're like top 35 in the country in that 200 medley relay, which is exceptional.
And lastly, diving. Astra Pichardo, second place in the 1 meter. Best finish by an Ohio diver since 2016. Yeah. So what are you hearing about the diving program that's attached to the swim, obviously, from Talisa Lemke?
Yeah, I mean, Talisa's done a phenomenal job. She's been here before, and she's been to the top level of our sport at NCAAs. She knows the MAC. She's got a great relationship with the coaches, and what she's been able to do over the last about 2.5 years now is really develop athletes to come in. Recruiting is huge. Acquisition of talent, getting these young athletes in, and then helping them progress. So if you look at the 3 scorers that we took to conference, were all 2 sophomores and a freshman. And back home we had 2 more. We had a sophomore and a freshman and a graduating senior back at home.
Yeah.
So very young diving group, and to get them up to speed where we're competing at about 5th place in the conference in terms of overall diving points. But again, you got some coaches that have been around the league for a long period of time, and Talisa's getting her foot in the door, and I think making some waves. But she's really created a bond with like Stephanie Balthaser, who got 8th place on the 3 meter, and then Ashford obviously getting 2nd place. Just creating a relationship with them. It's different than swimming, right? We have a small group, but she's coaching 6 athletes day in and day out. And it becomes a little bit more focused versus maybe the swim coaches. We got 28 athletes this past year out there. So really that individual relationship matters, and that's something that I think Talisa's done an excellent job of, and really built a trust with those girls to be able to do some scary stuff that you and I wouldn't do up on the boards.
We're going up on the boards now. Just kidding. Just kidding. A lot of great things happening for the Ohio women's swim and dive team, as you heard from the great Mason Norman. Mason, congrats on a great season so far, and a lot more things, as we've talked about, will be happening the rest of the 2025 campaign. So thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks so much, Sam. Go Bobcats.
Go Bobcats.